Hello, it's Lashana from Adventures Before Dementia. Today I plan on hiking the Bigbee River Trail in McMinnville, Tennessee. The trail, I believe, is 2.2 miles out and back. The last time that I did the trail was spring break of 2020, just before we found out that we were going to have to be working from home for a while. But anyways, I look forward to getting some steps in. See you soon. There are three main access points to this trail. There are a few other places that you can actually get on the trail, but they don't have a parking area. The one we're heading to today is also a good spot to take out when you're going kayaking if you're doing the Barren Fork. This is Rocket Park. So this is Rocket Park, and there are bathrooms up there at Rocket Park. So this is Rocket Park. There are bathrooms and picnic tables and a little bit of playground equipment there. But over here is my favorite part. The other two access points are on Sally's Alley and Ramsey Park, and there are bathrooms at Ramsey Park. Gorgeous. I cannot wait to get back out on the water. This is one of my favorite areas to go kayaking. Onto the trail. We had a birthday party for my stepfather up here one year. River Watch, presented to the city of McMinnville on June 25th, 2010 by the McMinnville Breakfast Rotary Club. The Bigbee River Trail is named after Dr. Wallace Bigbee. He's actually the doctor that delivered my husband many, many years ago. I think a lot of people go up through there to go fishing. And through there. There used to be a log through here where I was able to get some velvet foot mushrooms. But during one of the many floods we've had, it washed downstream, so I lost my honey hoe for my edible mushrooms, or at least for the velvet foots. I can hear the water. Gorgeous. So we're about to pass the water filtration plant. Sometimes there's some not so pleasant odors from there. But there's a big field, and then the playground. I'm not sure if the birds singing is coming through on the video, but it's an amazing sound. This is my first hike for 2025, and it is definitely not disappointing. I believe the temperature is in the 60s today. It's 66 degrees today, and I am out enjoying this beautiful weather. Definitely beats those 20 and 30 degrees days that we have had recently. Thought that was woodpecker holes, but I think that's just the bark coming off. I'm surprised that tree hasn't fallen yet. It's been like that since at least 2018 or 2019, maybe even longer than that. There's the bridge. So this is known as Barnes Memorial Landing. We are about to pass under Beersheba Hwy. So when kayaking the Barren Fork River, that right there is my all-time favorite spot. You can get a pretty good thrill going over that rapid, if it's considered a rapid. A lot of people get stuck there though. It's happened to me a time or two as well. Thanks to the Eagle Scouts and everyone that is involved in maintaining this trail. Looks like there's been some damage to the bridge, probably from flooding. And there used to be some geocaching spots on the trail out here. I imagine they're still here. Unless they got washed away with some of the floods. When I was growing up, I heard stories about a lady named Miss Pokey. I think her place was on the other side of the river over there. Somewhere through there. I imagine some of the youth back in the day got to know her quite well. But I heard she was really good about helping people out in the community. Oh, that looks like it might be a foundation to a house, so maybe that's where Miss Pokey's was. Back when I was into mushroom hunting, there were quite a few good places to get mushrooms on this trail, but the really good logs was either stolen or washed downstream. Oh, there's some stairs. So there's another access point. That's not too far from the bridge on Beersheba Hwy. There's a few businesses up there. And there's also some picnic tables down here. So it may be so people can come down here for lunch and enjoy the beautiful water and the sounds of cars passing by. I love how the sunlight just dances on top of the water. It's amazing to see the beauty that God has created and allowed some of us humans to make it where it's more accessible. More picnic tables. Oh, and some benches. It looks like there's a antique makeup container that someone's found. Back to the trail. We are approaching Sally's Alley. There's a water access point here as well, but I think they have boulders to keep people from driving all the way down to the water. Okay, at this point there's two options that you can take. That one takes you up to Sally's Alley parking area and then continues on to meet up with the trail, and this one goes by the river. I think I'll go this way. This section of the trail used to have an additional name. I think it was named after someone in the Martin family. Oh, Martin's Trail. Martin's Trail. So Martin might have been the person's first name. That area is a pretty awesome ride on the paddleboard and kayaks. I have really needed this. some big birds across the river. Not sure if they showed up. So if you're kayaking the river and you come to a big rock wall, that is it. Right in the bend. Gorgeous. I hope I don't come across any snakes. Try to have respect for them, but I am terrified of them. There's a few flowers coming out. Look at them on the hillside. Pretty. So over there's the parking area for Sally's Alley. If we had come up that other direction, right there's where we would have come. And the trail actually goes on up that hillside if you wanted to go that way. Or you could come over this way and get back on the trail over here. Lots of options. Oh, buttercups. I'm going to stop for some pictures. And there's some more buttercups. Now back to the trail. So this area, you kind of lose sense of where the trail is, but just kind of follow the tree line. It goes up through there, and then you'll go through like another field, and then you're to the road, and then you go to Ramsey Park. But before I do that, I'm going to go to this little overlook. So we're on top of the rock wall. That section of the river is almost flat water. Sometimes it'll have a little bit of flow to it, but you have to do more paddling in that section. Okay, back to the trail. Sometimes you can find pecans in this area. If you're just out to enjoy the beauty of the trail, this is probably where you would want to turn around. There's no clear designation of where the trail is from here to Ramsey Park. But I'm going to go ahead and walk to the end of it. So when you get to the road, my suggestion is to cross to that street, then go down a little bit and cross over to that street to make it to Ramsey Park. And there's Ramsey Park. There's a pavilion with picnic tables and bathrooms. A little bit of playground equipment. So the first time that I did this trail, I did it as a group. One of the Parks and Recreation employees did a guided tour, but you can access it through Bernard Street. You can also access it from East Main Street, and there's McMinnville's water tower. And that used to be Bernard School. So it stopped operating as a school in 1982. I think my husband went to Head Start there. Donation bricks for building the park. So it looks like back in the day, Warren County had some semi-pro baseball legends, McMinnville Rockets and Viola Clowns. Cool. Now to head back towards Rocket Park. Okay, from this sign, Rocket Park is 1.09 miles. We'll be there shortly. So I think I'll go back through Sally's Alley instead of Martin's Trail. But I really do like Martin's Trail. I think that's remnants of some pecans. So when you come to this field, if you start from Ramsey Park, over that direction is where the little balcony type overlook that I went to was, but you can go straight through here as well and go straight to Sally's Alley. There's a picnic table. It's a pretty long one, but it's not level. But a picnic table nonetheless. Oh, I think that's a pass-through. Actually, I guess the trail goes that way instead of the way I just came. Oops. Like I said, it's been years since I've been on the trail. If it wasn't for the white blazes, I would not have recognized that. There's Sally's Alley. I wonder if that was part of a bridge. Back in the day, people could pull in here and actually take their boats down to the water over there, but it's not an access anymore to where you, well, it's still an access, but you can't drive all the way to it. Huh. Any ideas what that is? That was noisy. There used to be a log over in this area where you could find turkey tail mushrooms, but somebody stole it. Which, the turkey tail, well, I assume somebody stole it. The water might have taken it off. But I think we had seen where somebody had a chainsaw at one time on that log. But the turkey tail mushrooms are supposed to be good for fighting cancer. Back to the water. So to the left will take you back to Rocket Park, and over to the right is Martin's Trail. Down a little bit on the left is where I found one of the biggest puffball mushrooms that I've ever had in my life. I think that was the first one I was brave enough to try to eat. The velvet foot mushrooms have a deadly look-alike, and every time that I've eaten them, every time I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm like checking, am I still alive? Am I hurting anywhere? Am I sick? But nope, I survived. There used to be a little bit of a clearing over in that area, and that's where the puffballs were. And on up this way is where I used to be able to find pheasant backs, but that tree's gone as well. I kind of think the trail's prettier in this direction, at least on this section. It's amazing how it looks so different depending on which direction you're going in. Those steps may have been there years ago, I just don't remember. That's what happens when you get old, you forget things. And right there's the tree, or where the tree was that I used to get the pheasant back mushrooms. Those were delicious. Back to Beersheba Street Bridge. And there's actually two ways you can go through here. I originally came down those sets of steps, but I think I'll go back this way. There used to be a washing machine and some other debris out in the woods, but it looks like they maybe have I'm going to find me a place to have my lunch. Gorgeous. Oh, there's a goose. So I think this is where I'm going to stop and have my lunch. The wind is picking up. Hope I'm able to get this to light with the wind going. Turn it down a little. Heat up some butter. And now I'm going to add some pork tenderloin that I've cut up and added some Johnny Fleeman's and Kinder's butter seasoning. I imagine the geese do not show up in the picture, but they are beautiful in real life. They're enjoying their day. I think I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. It didn't crisp up really well, but I think it's done. I'm calling it. I think I'm going to also make me a fried egg or a scrambled egg. Got me some butter. Now got me an egg. Thanks to my Uncle Kim for the egg. block the wind. I think the geese are wondering what I'm doing. Oh no, she's got an egg. She cracked an egg. It didn't belong to you guys, I promise. Scrambled eggs. So there's my pork tenderloin with Johnny Fleeman's and Kinder's butter seasoning and scrambled egg. Time to enjoy. Lunch with a beautiful view. I think they're nosy little boogers. They went on the other side of that bank and floated down so they could get a better view of what I was doing, I think. I think they finally got bored with me. Well, I guess it's time to head back. We've almost made it back to the beginning of the trail. Well, we've made it back to the trailhead. I think I want to go look at the water one more time before I leave. I've made it back to the truck. There was a family at the boat ramp that said that they were magnet fishing. I have no idea what that is, but I've got to go look it up. Thanks for watching and have an amazing rest of your day. And please get outside and enjoy the beauty that God has given us. Not sure what I started with, but I have 11,278 steps so far.